When did you realize you did not have friends? Just at a regular Tuesday night during my second year of college, when I realized I hadn't spoken to anyone outside of class in 3 days. I was sitting in my dorm room scrolling through Instagram, looking at people from high school posting pictures together. They were at parties, road trips, just hanging out in someone's basement. Nothing special, but they were together. Back in high school, I thought I had friends. We sat together at lunch, worked on group projects, and sometimes hung out on weekends. I was never the center of any group, but I wasn't a complete loner either. I was just there. When we all went to different colleges, I figured I'd make new friends. That's what college is for, right? But somehow it never happened. I joined a couple clubs at orientation, but stopped going after a few weeks. The conversations never went beyond small talk. Where are you from? What's your major? How do you like Professor Miller's class? I'd answer their questions, they'd answer mine, and then there'd be this awkward silence. I never knew how to bridge that gap from classmate to friend. That Tuesday night, I realized I hadn't received a single text that wasn't from my mom or about a class assignment in weeks. I scrolled through my recent calls. All family. My last non-family outgoing call was to order pizza 3 weekends ago. I opened my contact list and played this sad game with myself. If I needed help moving, who would I call? No one. If I wanted to celebrate good news, who would I text? No one. If I ended up in the hospital, who would visit? Just my parents. The realization wasn't sudden. It was like finally admitting something I'd known for a long time but didn't want to face. I didn't have friends, not real ones. The next day in my psychology class, this girl named Amber asked if I wanted to join her study group. I almost said no out of habit, but instead I said, yeah, that would be great. The study group met at the library that weekend. It was awkward at first. I was so out of practice just talking to people, but they were patient, especially Amber. When they made inside jokes, she'd explain them to me instead of letting me feel left out. After studying, they were going to grab food at this burger place off campus. Amber turned to me and said, "You coming?" So casual, like it was the most normal thing in the world. I went, and it was fine. Not amazing, not life-changing. I didn't suddenly have a best friend, but I sat with 4 other people and ate fries and laughed at some jokes and contributed to the conversation a few times. As we were leaving, Amber said, "We do this every Saturday after studying. You should come next week too." That was 3 years ago now. That study group changed everything for me. We stuck together through the rest of college. Some of us even ended up sharing an apartment senior year. Looking back, I realize how close I came to staying isolated. If Amber hadn't reached out, or if I'd said no out of fear, my college experience would have been completely different. I still have moments where I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. Old insecurities don't just disappear. But now when I look at my recent texts, there are names besides my mom's. If you're reading this and feeling the way I did that Tuesday night, scrolling through social media and feeling completely alone, I just want to say, it can change. Not overnight and not without effort, but it can change.